Hey everyone, it's Natalie. I did a video today of a rant and I called our narcissistic mother-in-law's diarrhea face. I did. So let me read something I have. What to do when you have a narcissistic mother-in-law. If your partner is not ready to admit to themselves that the parent may have narcissistic personality disorder, then it's important to take your time and approach this issue with care. Don't try to confront your partner with it, because it most likely will end up in a huge fight where your partner keeps defending the narcissistic parent. Instead, focus on the details. Every time the narcissistic parent behaves in a narcissistic way, mention it to your partner in a subtle way. Make it look like an observation without judgment. At the same time, it's important to be supportive of your partner. Whenever your partner complains, try to be understanding. Whenever your partner has an issue with the narcissist, empathize with your partner. And know that he is not to blame. Occasionally, you could draw a parallel between a narcissist and the partner, but refrain from labeling your in-laws as a narcissist. So it's difficult for me to talk to your dad because he always takes over the conversation and talks about himself. You can also interject it being the mother. The narcissistic behavior can be frustrating, especially now that I want to share wonderful news with them. You can mention the fact that certain behaviors are narcissistic, but not that your partner's mother is narcissistic or father's narcissistic. In short, if you suspect that you have a narcissistic mother-in-law, don't force it upon your partner. Allow them to figure it out themselves. At the same time, make sure you keep your distance. Do not take everything your in-laws say for granted. Take compliments with a grain of salt and don't take insults personally. It's not about you, but about the person their child is dating, which could be anyone basically. And this is what I try to tell everyone, that it doesn't matter if it was you, Becky, Jody, Annie, Betty Sue down the road. It doesn't matter who it is. You have to stop taking it so personally, because whatever woman, their child, decides to date, this is what our husbands don't understand, or even wives, is that it doesn't matter who that person chose to be their partner, girlfriend, spouse, whatever. This same exact situation was going to happen regardless of who it is. The mother is jealous of the fact that she is losing her identity within her child. The narcissist does not want to lose their identity, because then they have to look at the reflection of who they are in the mirror. And narcissists cannot see who they are, because they will end up probably killing themselves. Okay? I have to spell things on YouTube because they will take my video down. The narcissist identifies who they are through their spouse, through their children, because most narcissists know that they are bad people. They know what they have done. They know they're manipulative. They know that they do and say hurtful things to people because they are horrible people. So if they cannot find their identity in their husband or children, they come to the realization that they are not good people. And this is also why I tell you, narcissists do not know how to behave like a normal human being. What they do is they mimic people's emotions, mimic people's personalities, because they don't know how to behave. So when you see a narcissist crying, laughing, joking, whatever the emotion is, being happy, being sad, they mimic it to make people think that they are normal human beings. Okay? They don't have empathy. So when you see someone with NPD acting as though they have empathy or sympathy, it's phony. They do it so people don't see who they truly are. They hide behind a mask that makes them look like they are good people, when the truth of the reality is they are antisocial and they don't know how to behave appropriately in society. So when a narcissist comes and apologizes, which is rare, or comes and acts like they're empathetic to your situation, it is all phony. A matter of fact, when they act like that, what they are doing is jotting notes down in their mind about the things that they can hold against you later. So when this is the mistake a lot of people make, is because the narcissist mimics that they are good people, you make the mistake of telling them things about yourself, about traumas, about your family, where you grew up, about the history of whatever it is of you, of your youth, of your family, whatever it is. You telling them about your relationship, about fights you have with their child, about disagreements, about whatever it is. Even good things, even accomplishments, okay? Anything you share with these people, they take that information and use it against you later to try and convince their child that you are not good enough for them. And see, the thing is about normal human beings, what we do to build a bond, build a relationship, build a connection with one another, is we share things with people so they can relate to our situation, or they can give us counsel, or they can just be there as a friend. But the narcissist has none of those intentions. So when you go and try to, make friends with the narcissist, to build a trust, to show your vulnerabilities with somebody, to show them that, we can be friends, you can trust me, I'm good with your child, or I'm good with whatever, showing them that you're a good person, they don't care. They don't have empathy for you. They use everything, even the good things that you share with them, as a weapon, okay? You could be a missionary in the Congo, saving lives, bringing... You could be someone who goes and gives medical care, brings food, donates your time, whatever it is, to people in need. And what they do is they take that information and spin it in a way to make you look bad. Like, for instance, if you're a missionary, so you might be going freely, not making any money, freely going, helping people or helping organizations. What they do is they take that back to their child and say, why would you ever be with somebody who is donating their time for no financial gain? Why would you want to be with somebody who is bringing nothing to the table on your end? Why would you want to be with somebody who is spending their time with other people trying to save the world? Okay? They will take your traumas that you thought you could be vulnerable with them and talk to them about and have some relationship, maybe advice, or just building a relationship with this person. What they do is they take those traumas and then they use it as an excuse of why their child shouldn't be in a relationship with you, even when those traumas are not your fault. Or what they do is they find out your traumas and then they target those traumas to trigger you in that trauma even more. Because the game is to hurt you so bad that you will no longer want to be in their family, okay? So these people from day one that enter into your life do not have good intentions for you because you are taking their admiration that their son shows them, and you're, in their eyes, stealing it for yourself. The other thing is, they are home wreckers. Because most narcissists, especially ones that have been married 30, 40 years, are miserable human beings. So when they see fresh love, when they see somebody that has a good connection, who has formed a relationship identity, they're jealous of it because you are what they want to be like. They want everything you have. And they think by bashing you and putting you down, that it will discriminate or discourage you. Because the whole thing is that this is the messed up part. The way the narcissist portrays you, talks down on you, smears you, is really who they are, okay? And then what they do, once they find out things about you or read your body language or just see how you are as a human being, then what they do is they try to steal your identity, right? Claim it as their own, and then they take their true identity and make it seem like it's your identity. So the name of the game is to mirror you and then act like you are like mirroring them. They want to be you because you are with their child. And so they look at it as, well, if my child is with this person, if I can be as good as the person my child chose, then my child will see that he or she doesn't need their partner, that they can just have me because I am just as great as they are because I'm doing the same things they are doing. And so if I can go and bash everybody and make everyone believe that my child's partner is me, then they will not want to be with their partner because I have stolen their partner's identity. This is why you will see a narcissist start acting like you, being interested in what you're interested in. They might even dye their hair, which mine did. She is Italian. She has dark hair. I came over one day. Her hair was blonde. Really wacky. Then, on top of that, I had clothes that I was giving away. I gave them to her. She wore my clothes. Then, on top of that, she started exercising. She knew I was really big into fitness and everything. And all of a sudden, she was really big into fitness. And just like different little things that made me made who I was as a person, she started to mimic and act like that. Okay. And so you will see this out of your narcissistic mother-in-law, that they will try to portray that they are you. And it's all in a malicious way to convince their child that you are them, which is a horrible individual, and they are you. So why does their son need to be with you when they have them. You see what I'm saying? So you have to watch out for these mother-in-laws. And this is also why, if you've ever noticed a narcissistic mother who has a daughter who hits teenage years, these narcissistic mothers will start acting like the teenager, start dressing like a teenager, go out partying with the teenager, start doing drugs and drinking like the teenager, will start letting all the teenager's friends come over and hang out. She will throw parties for the teenager. She will do things, want to go clubbing with the teenager. That's a narcissistic mother because they are living vicariously through their child because their identity is their child, okay? The other thing that these narcs do, in my case, is my mother-in-law, even after her children were old enough to go to school and she was able to go to work, she chose not to. So what they do is they ride the coattail of their husband. In my case, my father-in-law is super successful, has made millions of dollars in his life, all while this woman, my mother-in-law, sat in their big fancy house all day. And what she would do would find things that would praise her, like her being in choirs, doing opera, going to the country club, going to balls, going to, go golfing with the high-end people, throwing parties at her house so they can hear her sing. She literally used to throw parties at her house just so people could come and hear her sing. This is the type of person I'm dealing with. So while they're doing all that, riding coattails and taking their husband's success as their own, they walk around as though they're successful when they're not making a dime, not contributing anything financially in that family, but have the audacity to walk around like they're so much better than you when you yourself might be working your ass off 60, 70 hours a week, bringing home an income to help your family, and then in the same instance, act like what you contribute to your family is nothing, that everything that you and your husband have acquired financially and materialistically was all thanks to their child, even though you contribute. They will never recognize your accomplishments. This is also why when you are a working mother, or maybe you're not a mother, you just work, they never recognize any of your accomplishments at work or any other accomplishments maybe outside of work. And they will put you down for working, or the other end of it is if you're not working because you're raising children, they will put you down for not working and not contributing. So it's a double-edged sword because, they can either talk crap about you working or talk crap about you not working. And I know in my case, when I decided to go back to work, when my child was 3 years old, I used to have a business helping handicapped children and adults, and I started missing it. So when my child was about, how old were we? Almost 3, we were all sitting around the table with my mother-in-law sisters, and I announced that I was going to go back to work. I was going to put my child in daycare and help my husband financially. In front of everybody, she shamed me for it. She shamed me. And you know why she did that? Because she doesn't want me to work and be successful, because she's not. She thinks she's successful because of her husband. But personally, she isn't. And so these are the type of people that we're dealing with, where they don't want you to do better than them because their ego, their pride, their they're authoritarian. They don't want you to be above them. They don't want you to rise above them, because when that happens, they have to look at their true self of a nothing and a nobody. And that's the other thing. Do you know how many times my mother called me a nobody and a nothing? I'd never amount to anything because I didn't come from a wealthy family like my husband. Well, here I am sitting as an assistant construction manager. Here I am. Went to college for 5 years, went to another college to be a mortician. I've worked my whole life. I've been babysitting since I was literally 11 years old. And literally since I was 5, I was weeding people's yards down my street for ice cream money. So I have always worked. I have always provided myself a life. Even before I was married, my husband was in college. I had my own place. I worked. I did everything. I bought my own car. I bought my own furniture. I did everything on my own. I didn't rely on my husband. But when we got married, all of a sudden this is how, for all y'all, they start, just because you become a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you don't have to work for whatever reason, they start looking at you like you're a bum. Because you could have medical conditions. It could be that maybe your husband's making $500,000 a year and you don't have to work, and you get to do things that you want to do. Maybe start your own business, maybe whatever it is, right? But they don't look at it like that you're building a home together. They don't look at it like that. And like in my case with my mother-in-law, they weren't always wealthy like that. She could have went to work. And I don't mean to like try to contradict myself, but sometimes there's reasons why you can't work. And when you can't work, what happens? They criticize you about it when they're doing the same thing that you're doing. And it's just, you have to come to like this realization that these people have no say in the way you live your life. Okay? You've got to stop listening to, what these people have to say, because nothing's ever going to be good enough. So let me read this. Stage 2, realization. Oh, let me put my glasses on. This is the stage where your partner realizes that their parent is narcissistic. Hopefully that happens. This usually comes as a shock and can have a huge impact on your partner. Suddenly, all your partner believed in was a lie or only partly true. Their trust in others gets a blow, just like their self-esteem. For some children of narcissists, it is such a shock that they have trouble identifying who they really are. At the same time, the puzzle people's, the stupid AC. Hold on. Okay. At the same time, the puzzle pieces start falling into place. Certain situations might make sense now. Why is mom always super friendly to others but not me? Why do I always have the feeling mama is jealous of me? This can be very upsetting to your partner, because they may realize that their parent never loved them the way they perceived it. For you, it may start to become clear as well. In case your narcissistic mother-in-law is jealous of your partner, their child. They're jealous of their very own child, guys. That your in-law is playing games. Feelings of confusion, anger, and shame are common. Talk about your feelings and the situation that took place with your partner when they are ready for it. How does our life change when your partner has a narcissistic parent and just is starting to realize it? Stage 2 may be the most confusing stage. Despite the fact that you and your partner get a lot of answers, your partner will have even more questions and doubts, whereas you may want to take action and start setting healthy boundaries. Your partner may become irritable, numb, angry, sad, and confused, sometimes all at the same time. Right now, your partner can't move on just yet. This can easily lead to a crisis if the two of you are not communicating well. Okay. Hold on one second. What to do if you have a narcissistic mother-in-law? The worst thing, you know what? This is already 25 minutes. I'm going to do a second video on this. I'll be right back.